This project, the Gossip Workshop, it started, I guess, a few years ago when me and my partner drew our names on the windows of what seemed like a pretty abandoned building, a squat. It so happened quite accidentally that I learned that those windows that we scribbled our names when we first started dating were actually the windows of a printing house, one of the first ones in independent Lithuania. And this very printing house was printing first Lithuanian gay magazine in the years when the homosexuality was still criminalized. A workshop in general is a really interesting phenomenon, right? To think about it as a printing workshop, which historically we know that even like in 17th century, in the daytime, some printing houses would be printing a Bible, and in the nighttime there would be erotica prints happening. And that's how all the historical old erotica that we know about is being printed. I come from printmaking background, so therefore I know a lot about intaglio and intaglio, which is a relief that is embedded in the metal. So intaglio is my kind of specialization and my favorite set of techniques. But then in sculpture, I also choose to work with the same printmaking metals, which are copper and zinc and aluminum and steel, which all can be mechanically engraved or etched, or either otherwise their surfaces can also bear images. How the space was chosen and how the materials were chosen for this project is, well, as you know and as you can see, it's windows, it's natural light. The sunlight is traveling from left to the right throughout the whole day, disrupting even this kind of white cube of a situation with beautiful geometrical shapes of lighting as if in a greenhouse. But then where two etchings of two names are hanging, there is orange light that creates a very almost seamless hue in the daytime, but then by the evening when sun is setting, it becomes more and more strong, as if referring to this kind of nighttime printing. So this, like Bible during the daytime and porn during the nighttime, it's, I think and I hope it's present even in the space when the light is traveling and when you go from this bluish daylight to the orange nighttime light. These are not prints, these are the printmaking plates, right? Which in printmaking usually are never exhibited and often discarded in the scrap metal sites and not preserved. So a printmaking plate is not actually an original, it's a source which can be guarded, which can be saved, which can be debated on, which can be persecuted, destroyed. And there is this Latin word for it, which is used in the technical language, is the matrix. Matrix is a kind of the meaning of this word is a mother, or like a source of an image. Since the history of the matrix and the history of a printmaking plate, as well as the graphic workshops, is not often written, a place that is producing so much information, it's one of the first mass production fields, it actually does not often write its own history in print, and therefore it becomes written in dust. And I'm collecting these kind of gossips and stories, tags and graffiti writings on these windows. And on one hand, it bears this very strong symbolism and territorial, almost like fights and markings. But there is also, these writings on dust. There is also scratches that people leave in the public spaces. To me, it's not that much of a work about the tagging culture as about the contemporary folklore in general. So contemporary folklore, in a sense, what kind of stories are not always written in stone, but can be scratched in it, with a keychain, or written on the dust, or tagged on a window that will perhaps at some point be gentrified and cleaned. So all these things they're opaque, and they at some point wither away with time. And I think it's beautiful to collect those little stories. I guess they relate to the bigger waves that we live through as a society.